Welcome back to Daily AI News at Let's Data Science. It's 12th August 2026. Today, we're diving into some pivotal developments from the future of machine intelligence to major product launches. Let's get to it. Our top story today: Rapid7 and Microsoft have disclosed and patched a vulnerability chain that can lead to unauthenticated remote code execution on supported on-premises Microsoft SharePoint server deployments. The newly disclosed flaw, CVE 2026-63520, is an improper input validation issue rated 8.1 or high. It becomes substantially more dangerous when combined with July's CVE 2026-55040, an authentication bypass. Microsoft now rates critical at 9.1. Rapid7 found that the earlier bug could allow a remote, unauthenticated attacker to assume the identity of a known SharePoint user, potentially an administrator. Chaining it with the new code execution flaw removes the normal authentication barrier. Microsoft has fixes for SharePoint Enterprise Server 2016, SharePoint Server 2019, and SharePoint Server Subscription Edition. There is an important qualification. Microsoft's record marked exploit code maturity as unproven, and the evidence establishes a researcher-developed chain, not known exploitation in the wild. The AI angle is also concrete. Rapid7 says its research combined manual reverse engineering with an AI agent across 24 active days, 96 sessions, 256 prompts, and roughly 80,000 tool calls. For operators, the action is straightforward. Verify both the July authentication bypass fix and the August SharePoint build. From securing enterprise servers to removing a physical bottleneck inside AI clusters, LumaLens has emerged from stealth with more than $700 million in new financing. That takes total funding above $900 million and values the San Jose startup at $5.51 billion. The round was co-led by Atreides Management, Bain Capital Ventures, Meritech, Seligman Ventures, and Spark Capital, with Qualcomm Ventures among the other participants. LumaLens, founded in 2024 by former Aruba Chief Technology Officer Ankur Singla, is developing optical connectivity through its LumiCore platform. That stack spans silicon photonics, mixed signal integrated circuits, electrical optical interposers, and optical systems. The target is both scale-out connectivity between racks and scale-up links closer to accelerator packages, including pluggable optical modules, near-package optics, and co-packaged optics. More significant than the financing alone, LumaLens says its initial scale-out product has completed qualification and is shipping into an unnamed hyperscaler's production AI data centers under a multi-billion-dollar agreement. The Wall Street Journal separately reported shipments to a large hyperscale cloud provider. Critical details remain undisclosed, including the customer, volume, pricing, performance, and timetable. LumaLens is betting that GPU connectivity is becoming the constraint, but successful deployment will depend on power, packaging, thermals, yield, serviceability, and reliability, as well as raw bandwidth. From scaling GPU networks to scaling the products those GPUs serve, OpenAI's ChatGPT and Google's Gemini have each crossed a billion user threshold. The Verge reports that ChatGPT reached 1 billion weekly active users in July. OpenAI spokesperson Lindsay McCallum said ChatGPT had crossed 1 billion monthly users earlier, but declined to provide a current monthly active figure. Google chief executive Sundar Pichai, meanwhile, announced that the Gemini app surpassed 1 billion monthly active users, describing Gemini as Google's fastest-growing product and the 14th Google product to reach a billion users. The key caveat is measurement. These are not directly comparable numbers. ChatGPT's reported milestone is weekly active users, while Gemini's is monthly active users, and Google's figure applies specifically to the Gemini app, rather than users reached through Search, Workspace, Android, or other integrations. TechCrunch reports additional Google figures. 63% of Gemini users use its voice feature. Gemini generates more than 150 million images daily, and its iOS app has more than 100 million active users. These milestones establish consumer AI at enormous production scale, but they do not by themselves establish model quality, retention, revenue, or inference economics. For engineering teams, they emphasize reliability, latency, safety operations, evaluation coverage, and cost-efficient serving. That scale makes agent security increasingly consequential, An asset research group has disclosed Ghost Splice, a proof of concept attack against AI coding agents using Model Context Protocol tools. Rather than placing an obviously malicious request in one message, Ghost Splice fragments the objective across multiple benign-looking channels. In Assets Demonstration, one tool presents a blank form with neutral fields, another inventories files in a synthetic project, and a third maps sensitive paths, including an SSH key, an environment file, source code, and customer records onto those fields. The harmful intent emerges only when the agent combines the pieces and sends seeded canary data to an attacker-controlled tool. Asset published proof-of-concept servers and test evidence involving Cursor, Visual Studio Code, and Codex CLI. In testing across 11 models through APIs, the researchers report average compliance increasing from 42% for a direct request to 82% when the instruction was split into two fragments. Those figures are researcher-reported and have not been independently reproduced. The experiments used synthetic projects and fake credentials, so this is not evidence of a real-world breach. The defensive implication is broader than prompt filtering. Teams need controls that evaluate complete tool call sequences, restrict secret access and outbound destinations, and require approval when separate steps accumulate sensitive capabilities. From agent security to agent efficiency, NVIDIA has released Nemotron 3.5 Lightning and NeMo Switchyard. Lightning is a 30 billion parameter open mixture of experts model with 3 billion active parameters aimed at high-volume agent tasks. Switchyard is an open-source routing library that directs individual workflow steps among models without application rewrites. NVIDIA claims up to 4 times faster output for Lightning and substantial routing cost reductions, but those results are vendor-reported and need workload-specific validation. Shifting from model orchestration to data engines, DuckDB creator Hannes Muhleisen told Let's Data Science that developers did not reject SQL itself. They rejected installation, servers, protocols, and operational friction. Muhleisen, who created DuckDB with Mark Rosfeld at CWI, argues public Snowflake and Amazon workload traces show only a fraction of a percent of analytical queries truly need clusters. He also confirmed an unannounced DuckDB launch expected this year and defended Quack, DuckDB's client-server operation, as choosing user needs over architectural purity. From database architecture to application attack surfaces, Zint offensive security researcher Juno Ways told Let's Data Science that his first move against an LLM product is mapping what the model can actually access: databases, payment APIs, internal services, or shell commands. Says that approach has produced unauthorized refunds, cross-account access, and server command execution. His two primary defenses are concrete: enforce permissions in application code against the real user's identity on every tool call, and sandbox the product with the narrowest practical access. Turning from securing AI applications to generating physical worlds, LTX has released LTX 2.5, an open-weight video and world model available through Hugging Face, Comfy UI, and the LTX API. Reported additions include a diffusion video decoder, native multi-shot generation, new conditioning modes, and a custom Gemma 4 language backbone. LTX 2.5 is also positioned for local inference on NVIDIA RTX GPUs. Organizations above $10 million in annual recurring revenue require a negotiated license. On the organizational side of the AI industry, Brad Lightcap is leaving OpenAI after 8 years to start a new venture. Lightcap spent 4 years as Chief Operating Officer before moving to Special Projects in April. OpenAI Chief Revenue Officer Denise Dresser had already assumed most of his operating responsibilities, meaning the handoff preceded the departure. Neither Lightcap's announcement nor the retrieved reporting identifies a related product, customer, or roadmap change, so the immediate significance is leadership continuity rather than a disclosed technical shift. And finally, the AI infrastructure race is reaching enormous projected numbers at SpaceX. Elon Musk said SpaceX currently operates 1.4 gigawatts of AI compute and aims for 10 gigawatts by the end of 2027. He associated that capacity with $300 billion to $500 billion in annual revenue. Those are conditional projections, not current revenue. SpaceX disclosed no full target customer commitments, utilization assumptions, or delivery schedule. Reaching 10 gigawatts would require more than a seven-fold expansion from its stated current capacity. And that's your AI briefing for today. The landscape is moving faster than ever, and we'll be here to track it with you. For more insights, visit us at letsdatascience.com. Thanks for tuning in, stay curious, and we'll be back tomorrow with the latest in AI.